This is not working. This is not working. I'm live. Boom. Oh my God. That was a wait and a half. Imagine I was just looking, and then I appeared like a thief in the night. Welcome. Welcome. Yo. Big W. I'm out here. It's working. Ah! God. I am such an old man. Like, don't give me technology. Jesus Christ. Right. Whew. Bring back the blonde wig. No, I'm out of drag today, guys. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'll let you know the plans for the wigs, the wig, and so forth. We'll definitely be bringing the wig will be around for a long time. I think the plan is to do Monday to Thursday. I'll be doing the news show. Friday, if there's like practice, I'll be doing live watch along for practice, and then obviously I'll do some kind of roundup show. And then Saturdays, if there's qualifying, I'll be doing practice and qualifying watch alongs, followed by some kind of podcast afterwards. And then Sunday, obviously, the race watch along, followed by the podcast. Ibby, how's it going? Long time commenter. Thank you. V, thank you. Christine, hello. Macon, is that how I said Macon? Thank you. I know you followed me from Cam Show, so I appreciate that. Spider, Forza Ferrari. I can't believe there's actually people in here. I was fully expecting to just do this show on my own. I had zero plans to interact with people. So this is fine. This is awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Look, there's a few things that I wanted to talk about. I will talk about Lewis and Charles because I think it's been really cool dynamic that we've seen this week, and I think it'll be interesting to see how that goes into the season. A couple of things that I've seen online. First and foremost, I think that the F1 community is probably one of the most fickle communities I've ever seen in my life, because either Mohammed Ben Sulayem is the worst person in the world, we need to get rid of him, all of his ideas are useless, or not. Because you can't have... I'm seeing people today, I think he's come out and mentioned something about... what's he mentioned? About V10 engines. Let's see what he's had to say about V10 engines. Because he wants the sound of V10 engines, I think, with some kind of like... some kind of... What's it called? Hybrid. Here we go. So, FIA president calls for V10s to return to F1. He says there needs to be... We should consider a range of directions, including the roaring sound of the V10 engine on sustainable fuel. Whichever direction is chosen, we must support the teams and manufacturers in ensuring cost control on R&D. Guys, Ropo, 150, you're exactly correct, okay? This is a man trying to keep his job, okay? He's been chatting shit for the longest. He's been talking about racing, swearing bans. Sorry, race bans for swearing. He's been talking about jewelry. He's been talking about, he's trying to get, I think, a 12th team. How many teams got now? 11. Yes, he's trying to get a 12th team onto the grid after Cadillac. A bunch of ideas that no one's really want to fucking talk about. What does he know will satisfy the old heads? Nothing will satisfy the old heads more they're talking about introducing the V10, man. I'm sorry. Them things have not been about since 2005. It's been 20 years. Let it go. It's not happening, guys. Like, if it was going to happen, I think, like V said, it was going to happen with whatever engine regulations that they were going to have for 2026 next year. That's when they'll do it. Right now, like, guys, it's and I like, this is what I was saying on Cameron's podcast, and people they were hearing, but were they listening? They weren't listening. I'm trying to tell you now, this guy is all smoke and mirrors. He's sleight of hand. Look what I'm doing here, but don't look at what I'm doing here. And the way that he's managed to get everyone to stop talking about the swearing bans. Oh, coincidentally, by the way, this is a man who got roundly booed at the biggest F1 extravaganza ever. I think at its peak, F1 75 had 1.1 million concurrent viewers. Guess when the peak was? Obviously, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc Ferrari launch. But this is a man who clearly heard himself get booed to hell at that F1 show. So what does he do? Not 3 days later, he comes out with a statement saying, what? Oh, we need to bring back the V10s. We need to bring back... Hey, guys, bring back... And what does everyone do? Oh, my God, what a great idea. We're going to bring back V10s. Guys, open your third eyes. Open your eyes, sheeple. This guy is playing people like a fiddle. And every time he does it, it makes me so mad to see people sway violently one way or the other. The best way to treat Mohammed bin Salem is indifference. That's what will kill him. People like him, when you're indifferent to them, when you don't pay them the attention they need, when you treat them like the troll under the bridge, you walk by them, you don't even look them in the eye. Don't even want to have eye contact. Fuck that. Ah, you're ugly. You're bad. Ah. That's how you should treat Mohammed bin Salem. He's not someone that you, like, take seriously, because all he's doing is just saying things to keep his name in the press. He's saying things so that people have a positive image of him, positive opinion of him. His approval ratings have not been as high as today, mentioning V10 engines, knowing full well that we're literally about to go into a new engine regulation. Like, oh, it's so bad. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You look like you're getting recruited by the military. Well, look, if the military look this good, huh? Oh, shit. Don't piss me off. Talk about the military, huh? Military got guns like... Oh, wait, they're not even on. They're not on again. Oh, my God. I need to... Don't piss me off. Talk about military. I've got the AK. Of course the military are going to hire me, bro. Don't piss me off. I'm out here. What are you guys saying? I lost where I was. I lost so many comments. Oh my God. Ali says, MBS is a background character with main character syndrome. Amen. Can I show that on screen? Oh, that's fun, isn't it? I've never been able to do that before. Oh my God. I love that. Luke says, go back to 2-litre V8 and a battery. You know what, yeah? Swear down, I'm going to be really honest with you. I've got no clue about, like, the different engines. Like, I might have to get someone on the podcast to explain to me, like, I know, it's the cylinders, I think. But, like, in terms of, I guess, I'd have to go back and listen to, like, the sounds of how they sound. So I can't... Some people will be like, they'll hear a V10 and be like, oh, that's a V10. Oh, they'll hear a V8 and they're like, that's a V8. I've got no fucking clue. All I know is, obviously, when I went to the F1 and you had like the warm-up race, and I think it was like the Porsche GT. Was it the Porsche ones? God, wow, the sound difference between them and like everything else was like insane. I think I actually ended up requesting like some earplugs because it was so loud. So yeah, no, I totally get that. V says, if you need electrical power, then Kurz was the way to go. And the thing is, I see you guys kind of talking about the old Kurz and the electric. You have to remember, Formula One is like almost like the development hub for engine manufacturers. The way they go for engine regulation changes is by saying, okay, we can use this technology in the future in our road cars. And what we've seen it with Kurz and with the hybrids, all of that work kind of coming out of kind of Formula One essentially being like one of the the test dummies and for all of that. So anything that we saying, oh, let's go back to V10s. It's such a backward step. Like there's no, these engine manufacturers are already chucking all this money down the drain. I think it's only Red Bull who are like specialist engine suppliers for this series only. I think we've got Honda, Ferrari, Alpine aren't even going to be there anymore, are they? So Honda, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull. That's it, right? That's it. So they're going to want a bit more than a V10. I think. Oh, sorry. Ropo says V8s are still being made by many manufacturers and have been hybridized by the likes of Mercedes in mass market cars. I see. I like that. Fair play. And I think maybe that's the thing. I think like we've mentioned here, I think V's mentioned synthetic fuels got to be the way to go. I think they're already going to be using synthetic fuels next season, right? If I'm not incorrect. So, that's going to be super important. I think obviously like the hybrid model obviously going to have to be there. So we'll see. I just think V10 feels a bit too archaic for me. It feels a bit too archaic for us to go back to. Big up Mana Plaza, how you doing? Race, what's up? Big up everyone in here. Oh my god, Friday night. I'm drinking wine out of a fucking tumbler. I've broken all my glasses. Broken every single one of my wine glasses. How common. What a commoner. So yeah, no, I think there was some very smart people in this chat today. Speaking of, I can't really segue that much. Arjan, we will talk about Lewis. I do want to talk about quickly, Haas and Guenther Steiner have reached a conclusion. So if you did not know, Guenther Steiner was suing Haas, claiming that he was owed unpaid commissions over his final contract. The funny thing about this, case is essentially, I don't think these commissions were commissions that, let's say, because basically Haas finished wherever they finished at the point where they terminated Guenther Steiner's contract. I don't think he's saying, hey, I got you guys into this position in the championship, my contract's not being renewed, that means I'm going to that means I'm owed some money based on where we finished. He's basically saying in this lawsuit that because of Drive to Survive and everything that happens in everything that happens with Drive to Survive and his whole personality and persona almost becoming like a walking, talking advertising board for Haas. He's saying that because of that, he was owed commissions from that. Commission? Yeah, he was owed a commission from that. Now they've settled this out of court. I'm not gonna lie. I think Guenther Steiner was absolutely stealing a living for years at Haas. And you only have to look at what they did last season to see that this is a team that, with the right direction and a different culture, people, I just want to say, everyone was predicting Haas would finish last season. Like, everyone was saying, without a doubt, this would be the slowest team on the grid. And look, it helps that they do buy a lot of their parts from Ferrari, but that's always been the case, right? And I think a big problem with Haas was that they were buying parts that they had no clue how to use. They were buying parts that they really, yes, you've got these factory parts from Ferrari, but how to actually configure them, which was shown by the fact that they were constantly, and even last season, to be fair, but they would do things where they'd be in qualifying and then just drop like a stone. They couldn't get on top of their tyre wear because I don't think they knew how to configure the car. So, the performances they put in last season were incredible, all things considered. And honestly, I think he, for some of you who don't know your hip hop, I'm going to take you down a little walk down memory lane right now. Jay-Z and Dame Dash founded Rockefeller, right? And for a while it worked. Jay-Z was the front man, Jay-Z was the rapper, Dame was in the back. Dame was the businessman, Jay was the artist, right? But over time, Dame Dash started to get an ego, right? Dame Dash started to get drunk of fame. Imagine this is fame. Drunk as fuck. He's in the front of the videos. He's dancing. He's shouting at execs. He's not doing his job. That is what Guenther Steiner did. He got drunk off the fame of Drive to Survive, and instead of concentrating on his job, which was to lead this team, to grow this team, to take the small amount of budget that they have and maximize that to create a team that is performing above their means. Instead of doing that, what did he do? He was more concerned with his personal brand. He was more concerned with being the star of Drive to Survive. How has that manifested itself? Look now. He is a pundit on... Bruv, Guenther Steiner's working like he's trying to put his kids through college. You see Guenther Steiner practice talking to German TV, qualifying, he's talking to French TV, Sunday come the race, he's then talking to Sky. It's a madness. And how has he done that? Through cultivating a personal brand. What was that at the expense of? Haas. And I think Gene Haas saw that. And I think that lawsuit was fucking cheeky as fuck, if you ask me. And those are my thoughts. Honestly. Dame was kind of a bum, honestly, just along for a ride. Look, he was for a bit. Towards the end, he was just along the ride. Why? Because Jay had outgrown Rockefeller, and he wasn't doing his job. Dame got left behind, essentially, V says Steiner was not a good TP. I 100% agree with that. 100% wanted to agree with that. Macon says, Gene is no fool. I think he realized exactly what you were saying. I think he did too. I think it would have been impossible not to see that. And I think I actually read in here, in this article, that, here we go. So in this lawsuit, it literally says, he claimed that his notoriety and personality, which had shone forth in Netflix's Drive to Survive, had helped to create Haas's formidable brand. Chat, tell me right now, if I'm lying, I'm flying. But do you think Haas has a formidable brand? Let me know right now. Who in this bitch thinks that Haas had a formidable brand? Because they don't. To me, Haas's brand is so poor that they're saying, oh, F1 needs an American team. F1 needs an American team. God, how does F1 survive without an American team? Huh? Huh? What? What are we doing here? What's this one? That's the Haas brand. It's so bad. It's so bad that it's like they're like an absolute non-event on the grid. When I was in America, yeah, at Austin, I'm telling you now, there were no Haas fans. There were no Haas fans. Do you know what there might have been? There might have been Guenther Steiner fans. For sure. We look like a bunch of fucking clowns. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that bar. But there were no Haas fans. There was no Haas merch. There wasn't a Haas merch stand which had queues of people waiting to go and buy it, even though they're the only American team in America. In fact, I think around that time, I think that was just after the time, Haas were more of a Russian team than an American team. That was their brand. So for me, I think Gene Haas saw that. I think it's crazy how Gene Haas hadn't tapped into that Americana marketing base, I guess. I don't know, but they're just on survival. When you're so concentrated on survival, you're not really thinking about the future. You're not really thinking about growth. You're just thinking about day to day to day. And with Cadillac coming in, I mean, anything Haas try and do now, they're just going to be reheating Cadillac nachos. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, really and truly, what are we like? What can they actually do? As someone who loves marketing, I don't know. Yeah. Monoplaza, sirs. Kind of short-sighted by Gene to keep him on to big up Haas for that long, especially considering they were in the red all those years. Like last year was the year they turned a profit. Again, they were expected to finish last. A lot of people were expecting Haas to kind of fold and be bought last year. That was like a lot of the talk was like, will Haas survive past this year? And then, you know, it's just like, yeah. V says, what am I going to buy from Haas? Tools. Well, I mean, that's true. That is true. Use the fast sound more. You know them if you like NASCAR. And that's the thing. Because this isn't NASCAR. This is F1. And it's like, I don't even think people really, I don't think they do enough to educate people about their heritage as much as they do, to be honest. And I think, I don't know. I just think, I don't know. They kind of remind me of Rusties in cars. You know Rusties? That's who Haas remind me of. You know? Like, I'm sure they're lovely. Small team, plucky team. Just happy to be there. You know? Corporate events that no one really goes to. You know? I don't know. That's how that's how I think of them, to be honest. So yeah, we'll see. Ropo says, I wonder if Mazepin match is worth something today. It's probably worth. I don't think you can pay someone to take that. Look, guys, I've made my opinion on Monaco very fucking clear. I think if you haven't seen Quick Stop News, go and watch the Quick Stop News. I think Mr. Hart, in his heart to heart, made some very succinct points. I think Monaco should be dropped. I give a fuck about 1 stop, 2 stop, 3 stop. The only scenario in Monaco I want to see is mandatory all 3 tyre compounds. Go extreme. All 3 tyre compounds have to be used throughout the race. Have at it. Let's see what happens. Chaos. Anything else, you're just delaying the inevitable. 2 stops doesn't mean necessarily that much jeopardy. Of course, you've got overcuts and undercuts and so forth and so forth. Monaco traditionally, last few years, looks like an overcut circuit. So, depending on traffic, obviously, but I don't know. Honestly, I hate the fact that I almost feel like we've all been like, I feel like I've taken the red pill in the Matrix and I'm watching people just repeat things that we're told watching Formula One and that we have to believe. And I just don't understand how anyone can look at, Saturday Monaco, great, but we don't watch F1 for time trials. So Sunday Monaco, I don't understand how anyone can watch that in the dry and say that that is good for the sport in any way. I actually think it's embarrassing that it's one of the races that people will just randomly throw on because it gets spoken about so much, and then that's what they watch. Like, that is insane. That's embarrassing. And the only reason that it gets spoken about so well by people who are there is because they're there. For fuck's sake! Like, these men are literally whining and dining with the 1%ers. You've got Simon and Karun and all of them, man, dining with the 1%. So they're like, wow, this is incredible. What a perk of the job. Or you watch Monaco this year. Watch watch how they talk about it. The things they talk about Monaco. Oh, the parties. So many parties. Oh, love the parties. It's a fucking 4-day piss up for them, man. That's why they keep it there. You think I give a fuck? I'm sat here in the fucking cold. Don't piss me off. Get rid of it. Get rid of it now. Now. Whew. Anyway. Tanisha says, the only fun of Monaco is the strategy, which, if there are 2 stops, fine. But I'm just like, honestly, like, the cars are too big. The cars are too fucking big. And like, they have made the cars, like, I think they made the wheelbase slightly smaller for 2026, but it's not going to make a difference. The cars are too fucking big. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Ranch. I'm feeling good, bro. I'm sorry I missed out on Pit Stop Fracas. I was going to say, as you can hear in my voice, I've still got a bit of the flu. But my voice is always like this. So yeah. But no, I'm good, bro. I'm good. And let me know when I can come back, please. Would love to come back on Pit Stop Fracas. It's been too long. Make sure you guys check out Pit Stop Fracas, top F1 show. Right. Let's get to it. Although I do like this comment from Will. Monaco should be a race that's in different cars, similar to the BMW Pro Car Series. All the F1 drivers competed in BMW M1s during the same race weekend. I genuinely think that the problem with Monaco, because everyone's twanged themselves into thinking like it's this prestigious thing that can't possibly change, can't possibly have a gimmicky element to it, that we don't consider shit like that. It should be like, I guess the Indy 500, how that sits as like a thing within the Indy season, but it's a different thing within the Indy season. Like, that's how they should treat Monaco. They should treat it like the Indy 500. Prestigious as fuck. If you win it, incredible. But if we have to put them in 20 different fucking cars for us to have a race to do, I'm not saying they do that in Indy, but I'm saying, like, if this was like a one-off race where they're in different cars, or it's a different fucking thing, and it's like a spectacle all weekend, I'm all over that. Trying to treat it the same as every other race, I feel like I'm going out of my fucking mind. I don't understand. Anyway. Is it tin or ton for Hamilton? It is Hamilton. I guess however you want to say it. Why do you British pronounce Lewis Hamilton Lewis Hamilton? Because that's how we say it. What the fuck? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? That's how we talk, man. We say a lot of things very weirdly here in England. And obviously, like, even in Britain, you go from one place to the other. Like, I live in Manchester right now, but I'm from the south. So how I say things, definitely different to how someone else will say it. So that's accents for you. Right. So, Lewis and Charles. I'm not going to lie, I'm moved, guys. I'm moved. They got me. Ferrari got me, man. I don't think I've ever seen a rollout this good in my life in F1. I'll be real with you. Guys, I'll be really, really fucking real with you. I don't think I've seen a rollout this good for a new driver at a new team. Even just like the general hype for the season. What we're witnessing with Ferrari. Round of applause. I've got round of applause somewhere, surely. Have I got round of applause? Let me get some applause. Oh my God. Right, let me get the cheering. Oh my God, that's like real. Round of applause, Ferrari. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. They have smashed this season. This off season. Completely. Like, it is insane. I'm so moved. I'm so moved. And like, I'll be honest with you, yeah, it don't feel real, guys. Like, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. It feels like something that I like. All of it feels like fanfic stuff. It feels like I'm watching AI of someone do Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari. Like, it's perfect. The class of it, the fact that how they've managed, the fact that they've got Charles Leclerc. Look, Charles Leclerc is a Ferrari Academy driver. In football terms, Charles Leclerc is their Bukayo Saka, yeah? Like, I love Saka more than my own fucking life. I'll ride out for that kid. So if we sign new signings, big sign, we could sign fucking Lionel Messi tomorrow, and I would be gassed. But I would still be like, you know, Saka's got my heart. And I feel like that's how Ferrari fans feel. In that they've got this kid who they've nurtured from obscurity into, through the junior formulas. And he's, this kid's won at Monza twice. He's now won his home race at Monaco. He's the future. And until February last year, everyone was assuming if anyone was going to win a world title for Ferrari, it was going to be Charles. It would seem that he would have enough bites of the cherry to get it right and to get it until he gets it right. And then they signed Lewis, and as like a long-term Formula One watcher, when I first started watching Formula One, um, I was a Schumacher fan. God, I'm old. When I started watching Formula One, Schumacher was at Benetton, and so I remember him moving to Ferrari. So when he moved to Ferrari, I changed to be a Ferrari fan, and it was just crazy. Obviously, watching what he did there, um, I would never have imagined. Obviously, Michael Schumacher stopped in 2006. Lewis Hamilton started in 2007. So like, I just kind of hopped onto Lewis Hamilton, obviously, and never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that Lewis Hamilton would be driving for Ferrari. Like, it doesn't feel real, and like um, all of the promo and the videos and how well they've done it, how well it's shot, how much they're like uplifting him, how much they're celebrating him, but also not going over the top, you know? It's just perfect, but it's almost like overwhelming. Like every day I feel like I'm in like this little food coma. You know when you eat too much and you just like a bit bloated and you just kind of sit back and your eyes roll back in your head. You're like, oh God, I ate too much. Like that's how I feel, just like refreshing my timeline. Every fucking 10 minutes there's something more, something else to get me excited, something else to get me hyped. It's just insane. I can't believe we're about to go into an F1 season with Lewis Hamilton driving a Ferrari. It's just insane. It's insane. I'm so gassed. I'm literally so gassed. And yeah, I feel like him and Charles, it's one of those things where we always saw it, right? You know, that those times when they were taking pictures of each other in Austin, and obviously, you know, you can tell like Charles clearly looks up to Lewis. There's those pictures of Charles looking at Lewis in the garage. I think they had that in the F175 video trailer thing, and they clearly get along well, and I think there's clearly that level of respect there. In a way, it's weird, isn't it? Because that was there from George before, and I know, you know, that's the name that, you know, you can't really you're not supposed to mention around these parts. But if you remember how we felt about George coming into Mercedes, or what the narrative was, you know, George was very much like, Lewis is my idol, and you know, I can't wait to get. And it was, you know, and that was George going into Lewis's house, and I guess maybe what we weren't to know, or what some did know, or some assumed, or whatever, it was, you know, that Mercedes were trying to push Lewis out, essentially. The arrival of George was to signal the end of Lewis. And then when Lewis didn't really want to do that, it created this awkward feeling where, well, this team is supposed to be set up for George, and you're sticking around, and then we get into like the sabotage and all of that. And I think what makes it different is that Ferrari want Lewis. You know, Ferrari have gone above and beyond to get Lewis. Charles wants Lewis there. And of course, Charles wants to beat Lewis. I thought it was really interesting hearing Charles say, I'm going to win a championship this season. Last year I would have said I hope to. This year, like I want to win a championship. And yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic. I would expect Charles to have the upper hand for the first 8 to 10 races, for sure, especially in qualifying. I think I read somewhere earlier that Lewis said he's still got a lot of work to do to get comfortable with the car. I think we've seen when people have changed teams, it's taken them some time to adapt. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because Charles really wants. If Charles can slay Lewis, essentially, if Charles can defeat Lewis fair and square, and we're not going to be looking at any kind of like, how do I describe it, like sabotage like we were in Mercedes, right? If Charles can beat Lewis, that cements him as upper echelon F1 driver, right? And honestly, if he beats Lewis, very high chance then he's going to win a championship, right? Which I think is what his talent deserves. I don't agree with certain man. I know Cameron calls him, Jean Lacey or whatever. Like, I don't agree with that. I think Charles got a bag of ability. I think on his day he's the fastest person on the grid. But I'm looking at Ferrari. I'm just so excited. And I do think these two together. Do you know what? Strangely enough, I think the strategy side of thing is going to go smoother than it was with Sainz. Because Sainz was like, he was just out for himself. And I think especially once he got dropped, there was no real like working together. There was no real like, Sainz would just be doing whatever the fuck he wanted. Because Ferrari fuck up the strategy quite a lot, right? Let's not fuck around. Like, we know what Ferrari are like. But I think that's the one side of things that we saw with Charles where he really didn't enjoy working with Sainz. And I think Lewis, what we've seen with Lewis is he's actually willing to kind of play the team role almost too much, almost to his detriment. He's willing to play the team role. And I think because of that, how well they get on off track, unless we have a situation where it's like the Silver Arrows, where it's just those two fighting for a championship, I genuinely think that these two are the strongest driver lineup on the grid by far. And I think, let's see. It's a new car this year, which worries me a little bit. But let's see. I'm excited. I'm just excited. I can't lie to you. I can't even really get into like the philosophizing or theorizing about how it may go right or may go wrong. I just can't wait for the cars, man. This time next week, we're going to know. We're going to know. Do you know what I mean? How quick is this car? How good are these drivers? We're going to know. Until then, I don't know. What do you guys think? Mary, Norris has no balls to win an F1 championship, but Piastri will. Well, yeah. I think it's going to be between those two this season, especially if McLaren start off how they finished, then yeah, as long as they didn't have a start like they had last year, I think form would say the last 3 years now they've probably been, or 2.5 years they've been pretty much one of the best teams. So I would hope that they've got enough in the tank to do it, but let's see. Creature says, even though Leclerc has had his moments where he stinked it up in the past couple of years, we also need to realize Ferrari's been rebuilding for a while now. Really true. And I think last season we saw less bozo moments from Charles, unless I'm bugging. But I feel like we saw, I think, like I said, the issues with Charles were, I think he was expecting certain treatment that he probably was entitled to, given he was staying at the team and Carlos was out. And I think that annoyed him a lot. But also, qualify in front of your teammate, Patrick, did I do the haters prayer? No, we'll do that. We'll do that during testing. We'll get the haters prayer out during testing for sure. Cam is speaking to Charles' unforced errors. He does give Charles credit for being a point-to-point excellent driver. Yeah, no, look, I think the errors are overblown. If you want me to be honest, I think the errors are overblown. But also, he has made some big errors. You know, that one is it in Spain or France? I can't remember, where he's leading and he just fucking drives off. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? That's insane. So yeah. Oh my god, there's so many comments here. I can't even see all the comments. Hold on, 2 seconds. Here we go. So yeah, I think we'll see. Naturally, don't. Let's be nice. Branwen says Lewis is going to smoke everyone. I hope so, man. I really hope so. I really, really, really hope so. I think so, but I hope so. Russell is tougher than Leclerc, says Arjan. Interesting. I'm not sure. You know what, like, I think Russell at Mercedes is a tougher challenge than Leclerc Ferrari, purely because Russell had everything in his favour at Mercedes. Whereas I don't think that's the case at Ferrari. But let's see. Who's Jeanette says, that's why I hope Mercedes flop now in 26 and beyond. They deserve no success from either driver. Sorry. How much do you mean that? Sorry. But yeah, I think you know what? I think that's it for me. I think I'm gonna call it there. It's Friday night. My voice is starting to go. I can feel it. But maybe let's come back. Let's do this tomorrow. Let's come back and do this tomorrow. I'm gonna set up some kind of channel thing where we can have like the emotes and stuff like that. I'm so bad with technology. I haven't got a clue. So we'll be back for that. So Saturday and Sunday, we'll do another couple lives. I'll also be making content throughout the weekend. There'll be a podcast as well tomorrow. I guess I should probably announce this at some point. But I want to say thank you to Chris and Tasha, who are no longer going to be part of the team for this season. Yeah, I want to say just thank you to those guys for a great couple of years. Just wish them the best for everything else moving forward. But yeah, just I guess just in case anyone asks, that's what's happened. So yeah, but look, onwards and upwards. Looking forward to the future. Looking forward to making so much cool content over the next few weeks. And guys, we're only 5 days away from testing. Literally 5 days away. Like, it's so close now. So yeah, hopefully it should be good, and hopefully me and all the several characters can make up for the loss of the team. So yeah, hope you guys are all good. Thank you guys for putting up with me being an idiot, wearing wigs and chatting shit. Yeah, I love you guys. I really do. Thank you for letting me do this kind of shit on a Friday night. It's super fucking cool. Until next time, remember, no matter what life throws at you, keep it on the black stuff. Until next time, toodle pip. Goodbye. Mwah.